Hey, Buck Run family. As we continue to think about family worship and what that might look like in our homes, I know that a lot of you like to play around with acoustic guitar, and I thought maybe we would take a few minutes and look at a hymn and look at how easy it is to play these hymns. You don't have to be a guitar virtuoso. This is something that even if you were just picking up guitar and wanted to learn your first song, there's a lot of resources out there that can make hymns really easy to play at home with your family for family worship. So today we're going to take a look at Jesus Paid It All. I thought that'd be a good place to start. It's really easy to play, and it's a great, timely song for us forever in any situation. So we're going to look at that. Just a little bit of some fun history about Jesus Paid It All before we dig into the guitar stuff. It was written by Elvina Mabel Hall in the spring of 1865. And she actually wrote it on the inside cover of a hymnal at the Methodist Episcopal Church in Baltimore, Maryland. So that's a pretty productive way to scribble inside a hymnal, is to write a classic hymn. She wrote a few other hymns, but none of them were as widely published or as popular as this one. But Jesus Paid It All has been a staple of the Baptist hymnal for many, many years and will be probably until Jesus comes. So we're going to take a few minutes and look at that. We're going to pull up on the screen a chord chart for you that you can look at with us, and we'll link to where you can find this chord chart as well. But we're pulling this chord chart from reawakenhymns.com. It's a great resource. It's totally free. It's all public domain hymns, and you can find chord charts for all kinds of hymns there. But that's where this one comes from. So we're going to take a look at that one together, just walk through this real quickly. We'll play it, and hopefully this will get you dusting off your guitar and trying this in worship with your family. So as we look at this chord chart, a couple things we need to notice right at the top. It says key of G in 3/4 time, capo 3. A couple things to know about this that are important. Key of G is a little bit deceptive. You're going to be playing G position chords. The chords that you'll be playing are in the position of the key of G, but you're actually playing in the key of B flat because you're capo 3. So to give you an example, if I just play a G chord, it sounds like that. But when I put the capo on the 3rd fret, which is what capo 3 means, it sounds like this. Obviously, that doesn't sound the same as the G chord I just played, even though positionally it feels exactly the same. That's because with the help of the capo, rather than a G, I am playing a G 3 half steps up, which is actually a B flat. I say that because if you have someone in your family that can also play piano, and they sit down and look at the same chord chart, if they take off in G and you're playing capo 3, it's going to sound really gross. So don't do that. If you want to play with someone, they're either going to have to transpose on the fly, or you can just take your capo off and play it in true G. So just a reminder that this song is technically in B flat, but the chord positions we're going to be using are in G, and they're all very easy chord positions. So let's look at our chords real quick. The first one is G, and then D over F sharp. So anytime you see that slash in a chord, that the second note that's mentioned is the note that's in the bass. So there's a couple things you can do with that. If you want to, on your guitar, so here's your D, and to do the D over F sharp, this is called the Hendrix Thumb. Am I allowed to plug Jimi Hendrix on a Buck Run video? No, he invented it. I can't help it. So this is called the Hendrix Thumb. You wrap it around and you hit that F sharp with your thumb. So what would normally be an E, you don't play. You hit it with a thumb. It's now an F sharp. So just regular D, D over F sharp. Now, if that's a little bit too technical, if you don't have freakishly long fingers like I do, just play a D. It'll work totally fine. Normally when we see slash chords like that, that's just what we expect the bassist to play, is that second note. So you don't even have to worry about it if you don't want to. So we've got G, D, E minor 7. So you've got your normal E minor, and to make it a 7, you just use your ring finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Now it's an E minor 7, and then a C. Let's see, is there anything else we're missing? I think that's all of the chords. Yeah, that's it. Now, a little trick I want to share, if you've already got your basic chording down, for songs like this, I like to keep that second string, third fret kind of anchored the entire time. It just kind of helps add some connectivity between the chords. So I won't be playing exactly what's written because technically that note alters the type of chord that you're playing. But it sounds really good, and I think you'll like it, and I think it makes it easier to switch between chords faster if you can have one finger that you're always kind of anchoring. So you can do G, D, E minor, C, and never lift up that ring finger on the second string, third fret. Just a little trick. I think you might like it. If not, don't worry about it. So we're going to look through here. Let's look at verse 1. And remember, it's in 3/4 time, so you can get a really simple strumming pattern, as simple as you want it to be. But if we just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hear the Savior say. So there's your first line. And now when you see the chords change, they change above the word that you're going to sing when that chord changes. So rather than like in music where you're counting beats and measures, you're just changing chord when you get to that word. So, I hear the Savior say, thy strength. So when I sing strength, I'm going to switch to that D over F sharp. Thy strength indeed is small. Then back to G. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Then back to C. Find in me thine all in all. So that last line's probably the fastest chord change, that find in me thine all in all. Find in me thine all in all. All right, let's try that verse one more time. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all. Now we're going to go to the chorus. They call it the refrain on here. Jesus paid it all, to the E minor. All to him I owe, to the D over F sharp. Sin had left a crimson stain. See, he washed it white as snow. So you'll notice that he washed it white as snow. Same chord progression, same timing as find in me thine all in all. So the last line of the verse, last line of the chorus on guitar are the same. He washed it white as snow. Let's go to verse 2. Lord, now in thee I find thy power, and thine alone can change the leper's spots and melt the heart of stone. To the chorus. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow. So in between verses, you can just stay on that G chord, or if you wanted to mix it up a little bit, you can go do a measure of G and then a measure of C. He washed it white as snow. G, then to C, then back to G, then to C. It just kind of helps break it up a little bit, adds a little bit of interest between the verses. But you don't have to do that. Just keep it as simple as you need it to be. Remember that the whole idea is that singing the song, worshiping and singing the melody with your family, that's the important part. It's not about a performance or doing something technically challenging. It's just about getting to the core of the song and having an instrument in your home that can help you do that. So that's the basic feel for Jesus Paid It All. I want to give you a suggestion and a little bit of a challenge. If you're working through this song and you get comfortable playing it and you sing it with your family, that's awesome. But most likely, if you've got kids, you probably have the kids around a lot now, and maybe a fun exercise would be to write your own verse for your family for this song. It doesn't have to be the world's greatest award-winning prose. It doesn't even have to rhyme, but just write something that kind of reflects how you and your family feel right now, how you're dealing with this situation, what's going through your mind, whatever might make you nervous, something that might make you excited. Just put it down in a verse together. It'd be a great way to just spend some time with the kids. And even if you don't have kids, even if it's just you at home, this is a great exercise. It helps kind of spin the creativity wheels a little bit. And then when you get through that verse, then go back to the regular chorus and sing that chorus. Because whatever our fears are, whatever our concerns are, this chorus is such a great balm to those anxieties. Because the biggest problem we have ever had was that sin left a crimson stain. And Jesus solved that over 2,000 years ago on the cross. And so we get to sing this chorus over and over again, just as an anthem of hope. It anchors us, it grounds us back into what matters in our faith, into why worship is so important. And I think it would be really cool to just take whatever you have going in your heart, write it down in a verse, and then answer those problems with the chorus of Jesus paid it all to him I owe. So let's sing that chorus together real quick, and then we'll be done. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow. Amen. That's so good. Thank you guys for listening, for playing along. If you have any questions about strumming patterns or these chord shapes or anything else I can dive into a little bit deeper, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, you can call me. I'm in Simple Church. Whatever you need to do, I would love to help you out. And I hope that this serves you well and serves your family well. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.